Another 7 days.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. I'm heading up to Vermont this weekend with the Rivian. I hope I can find a place to charge it. Um,
Are you really that concerned though?
no, I already have
Yeah.
the solution planned out, but people like to hear that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I'm gonna stop at a Tesla supercharger with Magic Dock, and I'm gonna film a little bit of that maybe so people can see how easy it is. Like I want to show how easy it is to charge a Tesla supercharger with a non-Tesla. If it
Yeah, I
has
think.
a Magic Dock, which there's only one in Connecticut.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's one in Connecticut. There's quite a few in upper state New York. Um, there's some in Michigan. They're sprinkled all over, but they're rolling them out slow.
Oh,
So not a lot of states don't have any Magic Docks. So it's a question whether Tesla is going to continue rolling out the Magic Dock, which I think is a good idea, because then the adapter is right at the supercharger station. You don't have to have a special one for your vehicle. Um,
right.
but a lot of the manufacturers said they're going to have adapters for the Tesla supercharger that they're going to sell or hand out, um, which then I don't know. It doesn't always make sense because they're not going to work at all the superchargers. They're going to work at the newer V3 and V4 superchargers anyway.
Oh, yeah,
So by having the Magic Dock on the ones that are lightly used and capable of charging non Teslas, I think that's the way to go. But we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see. Um, enough of that geeky stuff. So, what do we want to talk about? Some routing today with the new ingenious gateway, the ESG620. Yeah, look at that bad boy. So this is like the top end of the ingenious gateways right now, and it
Yep,
just
right
came
now,
out.
yep.
Just came out a couple
It
days
just
ago.
started shipping,
Just
yeah.
started shipping, and I
Yep,
had a customer called Earl that just ordered a couple of them. So I
yep,
thought it'd be a good idea to talk about it.
yep.
And this is rack mountable. This is the first gateway that's rack mountable.
Yeah. The previous two, the ESG510 and the ESG610, are desk mount,
Yes.
wall mount, and then this one's a rack mount.
So and it ships with the ears, um, as always.
Yep.
So it's rack mountable, and the other interesting thing, it has an SFP plus port for WAN for
Yeah.
WAN one.
Yeah. This is WAN 1
Yep.
up here. SFP plus, so 10 gigabit. You
Yes.
have another fiber port. This is P9, port 9. And then your secondary is a multi-gig
Yes.
copper. Um, you don't have to use it. You can use it as just a normal port, but
Right.
this would be your secondary if you need it. And then you have PoE plus on these ports. If you get, hopefully you can see me.
Yes.
And then these are just additional ports, and then you have another fiber port, which is
For
also SFP plus.
so you'd use that second fiber SFP plus for uplink,
Yep.
and you could use a copper twin X cable to uplink that into a switch a switch.
Yep. Or their uplink port, right?
Yeah. So you use that for uplink. You can use either the SFP plus WAN or the 2.5 gig WAN, which most services are copper right now. Most internet services are probably going to be copper, but some
Yeah.
may, like some fiber services, may terminate with SFP plus.
Yeah,
Um,
potentially. Probably more business, right?
yeah, and I did have a customer ask me about that. So this can handle everything basically.
Yeah.
Like if you
And then
do
USB 3.0 for cellular.
cellular capability now, and then the LAN ports, they have PoE plus, so you could on a small site plug in a Wi-Fi 6E access point like the ECW336. It'll be able to power that, and you'll
That's
have a
right.
tri-band, and that'd be a really powerful setup for a small site.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, this one, and we continuously add features within cloud. So the nice thing is we can give you this hardware form factor, I would
Yes.
say. And the features keep updating, right? We keep adding more and more features. This one has a little more horsepower too, I would say. It has more memory. Firewall throughput's higher, more VPN connections. or more VPN throughput and more VPN concurrent connections on this guy. So a little more horsepower as well.
Yeah, quad core 2.2 gig. The previous 510s have a 1.6 gig, I think, and it's like blazing fast already. So
Yeah.
this one's just going to be faster and better. It's got more flash, more RAM. And you could use those PoE Plus ports to power IP cameras. If you're on a site, you know what I mean? So this is a good like remote office, but it's also powerful enough to run like a whole hotel,
Yeah.
whole a campus even. I would say you could use this on, if you need to, right?
Right. Right.
So the other things we wanted to talk about with this, if if you have if you do want to do Wi-Fi 7 though, okay, so then you'd need ECW 536, which we've been selling some of those this week. Had a few customers very interested in those. But then you need that access point again needs PoE++, right?
Say it one more time.
So for the new Wi-Fi 7 access point, the ECW 536, you need PoE++ for that one.
That's right.
Yeah.
For the 536, yeah.
536, yeah. So if you do want to do Wi-Fi 7, you'll need a 10 gig PoE++ switch to ECS5512FP.
That's right. Yep.
You don't necessarily need 10 gig, but you do need PoE++.
Yeah, exactly. Or you would go with maybe like our PoE adapter.
Yes, yeah. There's a 2.5 gig PoE adapter that's PoE++ also. But yeah, I just wanted to make it clear that with the 620, you don't want to plug the 536 into there.
Right. Exactly.
All right. So what else? Any other differences between the ESG620 and the 510?
I mean, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
I mean, more flash, like you said, more ports. Obviously, these ports are 2.5 gigabit, but you're getting the addition of fiber, right? Or SFP plus.
Yeah.
No, I think the big request was, hey, can you make the 510 in the rack mount? So we wanted to give more than just a rack mount upgrade. We wanted to give like a full rack mount, more ports, just more power. So yeah, I think they are the major differences. So
the other thing, show the back of the unit, because it has an actual mains plug on it, right? It doesn't have a power cube, and that was one of the things people were asking about, because the 510 and 610 have a barrel connector, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And some people were asking, oh, what if somebody pulls it out? Like,
oh no, that was actually that was one of the very first ones, and we got immediate feedback at one of our partner summits, and that we made an immediate change to that. So that's a locking power adapter.
It is
so
now. Okay, so it's a locking.
Yeah, it's not a. You have one of the originals.
I have one of the OG ones. I got you.
Yeah, now you put it in, twist it, locks in. So
okay,
it's
that's smart.
Yeah.
So it has all that, and let's see, a couple other things that I saw in there too. Ultra system maintenance, rack mountable. So the other thing I want to talk about was, so you have dual WANs on this. Now one has to be the SFP plus port. So if you don't, let's say you have two internet connections and they're both copper, you could just stick a copper module in there. And convert that SFP plus to 10 gig Ethernet if you wanted to.
Yeah, and you've run into that a lot, and you're running that at your place, right?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of these modules, so I haven't tested them with that yet, but I will when I get one to make sure that works. Because that's the only downside I see is like if someone did have dual, and they didn't have SFP plus, right? Then maybe they'd go with the 610 instead,
right?
Or the 510. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about this week? Cloud updates. I know we were talking a little bit about that.
One of the updates will happen on the MSP portal where you'll have the ability to freeze firmware, but that's one of the next updates that I'm aware of that will be coming out.
Okay.
So that's just a matter of time when that's coming out.
Yeah, that'll be good. I know we talked about that a little bit last week, but like especially if you have special firmware running on your switches, and you want to make sure that it doesn't automatically get updated, right?
Yeah, what we find is that, well, we've learned from the past, right? When we have clients that don't update their firmwares, that really puts that is time consuming to go back and try to fix that, right? So there are multiple firmware versions behind. So the important part of cloud is it does automatic updates, but it allows you to schedule those updates, and it allows you to choose like 3 different types of firmware versions that you want. One being very conservative and one is not so conservative, from the 2 ends of the spectrum. However, there are some customers that, hey, everything is working and it's great. I know there's updates coming, but I'm going to freeze the firmware up until, X amount of time out. And then when that time comes, I'm ready. I'm going to do an update. So that's basically the idea. So we wanted to give our customers the ability to be able to freeze that firmware for a period of time and then go and do the updates.
And they can also put it into like a test mode, right? So they can roll out like firmware to test before they actually do the update.
Yeah. So our customers have a lot of different
segments, maybe
methods to use for the firmware updating. So, we provide beta firmware if you want to use beta. We provide stable. We provide previous stable. And then you can set your time zones. You can set a new firmware trial zone. So you can actually test this firmware on a subset of like switches or APs to see if everything is working. And then you can schedule it for all the other switches to be updated at that point. So there's a multiple things. We added in a upcoming upgrade schedule as well to let everybody know, okay, hey, there's a firmware on its way. It's going to update after this date or something like that. So
that's cool. And it'll push that out to the app and give you like a push notification or something?
You should get an update. I'm not sure. I can't remember if there's an alert for that, but they're within the scheduling window. It will tell you, as an example, all devices will be upgraded to version X after this date is what it will tell you.
Right. And the trial zone's key because like you could push that firmware out to say the engineering group first, and they could test it, make sure everything's working there before they push it out to the general population.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, nice. All right, anything else you want to talk about this week?
No, I think that's everything.
All right, Brian, have a great Friday. We'll be back next week and talk about some more